if Bratok can pull one back in Game 2. Let's load on into the game. It's going to be on Daybreak.
And what a game number 1 was. I gotta say, that's just crazy. Lots of workers died is really all that can be said.
Yep.
But, well, we're going to have to see if this guy in the top right is going to be able to tie things up for this final spot to qualify for the WCS Europe Challenger League. As our red Terran coming in from Team Empire, it is Bratok. And spawning in the bottom left position as the teal Terran. He took game number 1. Lots and lots of Hellbats is really only way I can describe what this guy's been doing. It is also from Team Empire, BeastyQT.
All right, so in this series so far, Nathanius, I think it's safe to say I'd rather be a Marine than an SCV, because it seems like there's less chance I'd be involved in battle and die. That game 1 was seriously intense, with lots of back and forth with workers being killed.
Yeah, with so many SCVs died. I love the way you put that. It's like, I would so much rather be a Marine, especially since they went mech. So the Marines are usually just like tucked at home in a bunker and never touched for the rest of the game. But,
exactly. They're just playing cards with their mates.
Yeah, pretty much. Just chilling in the bunker and just watching all the tanks go out. But BeastyQT's going for the gas first build this game. Bratok choosing not to open with any gas, so this could be another very aggressive opener from BeastyQT. Bratok is actually going to take a very late gas, but I gotta say, do you think trying to play more passively is going to work for Bratok in game number 2? Because that didn't seem to be quite enough with all of the constant drops in game number 1, despite his Hellion run-bys.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where with the drops and with a lot of harassment in general, it's quite often the straw that breaks the camel's back, if you see what I mean. You'll get a player dropping a lot and their opponent actually holding it off incredibly well. And after holding it off incredibly well, the follow-up drops start being effective. So you only need the very final drop to be effective to do a lot of damage, and that's kind of what we saw in that last game. BeastyQT couldn't let Bratok get ahead economically. It looked like it wouldn't be too bad just for a little while, and then the floodgates started opening, and Bratok responded in kind, aggressively, with drops of his own, and things got a little bit crazy after that, man.
Yeah, I really like what you said there about, it's the later drops that kill. If a Hellbat drop kills 20 SCVs, it doesn't matter which number it was. If you drop 5 times with Hellbats and each drop kills an SCV, but that 5th one kills 20, it's all worth it. Your opponent's got pretty much nothing in economy left. Of course, it's important not to overextend and forget to make tanks behind it, so you can't be counterattacked. But I gotta say, Bratok going for this somewhat economic, somewhat techie play here is going to be interesting, but BeastyQT will not be going for that Cloak Banshee play this game, Jarasar. Nope. Not at all.
No, he's going to be going for a fair few Hellbats by the looks of things, Nathanius. He's got the armory coming down now, hopefully in time to coincide with that reactor going down on the factory, so he will be able to get some drop play very, very early in this game. Bratok has now pushed BeastyQT away and taken his near watchtower, so BeastyQT's going to find it just a little bit more difficult to scout what his opponent's doing, setting in another SE, but he's going to walk straight into the path of a couple of Marines.
Yeah, that's never a fun fate. It's almost feel like with that SCV death I should shout first blood, because God knows how many more are going to die this game. But we do have a reactor coming up on the starport as well, so it's going to be a double Hellbat drop to kick things off here. I almost feel like he should either cut SCVs or pull some off of mining gas, and he does. He's actually got 2 SCVs on gas now, so this is going to be pretty tricky to deal with. This is one of those. This is a different way of doing it than I've seen other double Hellbat drop builds. So with BeastyQT, he's literally forgoing everything to get these Hellbats out and these medevacs, but. Like we said, if it does any amount of damage, it's going to be worth it.
Well, the one thing I would actually say on BeastyQT's front is I'm a little bit disappointed that he hasn't sent a unit or two just down to his natural expansion, because Bratok has an SCV standing there right now, and because he has it standing there and he knows that BeastyQT isn't planning on expanding, he knows that it's going to be a one-base attack. And as a result, he has missile turrets up right now, he's keeping his army at home, and he's getting very, very ready for this kind of aggression. I think he also has is that a Viking up to the top of the map? It is indeed. So he's ready, he knows that drop play is incoming, and oh, here we go. This is... I think Bratok's going to be prepared for this completely fine.
He's got a lot of units, but if you drop the Hellbats on top of that bio, they can kill it so fast. A lot of the Hellions already going down. Ooh, loads up one of those Hellbats, barely evacuates as that medevac explodes. And oh my goodness, he's doing so much damage with these Hellbats.
I'm about to take it all back, Nathanius. Unfortunately, Bratok didn't spread his units in quite the way he wanted to with these SCVs. That's borderline. That is ridiculous. 17 workers killed in a split second, and Bratok, he had all the ingredients in place to hold this off. Am I correct? He saw that a one base was coming. He knew that there were going to be drops incoming, but he didn't split his bio well enough. It was really nice to boost the medevac so that the Hellbats fell on top of the Hellions, but Bratok should have been able to kite that, and he didn't.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's, you know, as a fellow Terran player, this is the kind of thing, like right there, I would just, that'd be it. I just turn my computer off. I would just go away. I wouldn't be able to look at StarCraft for a couple hours at least after something like that. But Bratok, hanging in there like a champ, realizes how much is on the line here to qualify. But BeastyQT continuing this forward Hellbat pressure with these Marines as well.
And the medevac picked them up and dropped them in a position where the Hellbats were at. The number of workers killed now, guys, and we're at the 9-minute 30-second mark is 23 for BeastyQT. He currently has a supply lead of 51 versus 34. His aggression is really working hard against Bratok in this game.
Yeah, I don't really know how well Bratok is going to be able to recover from this, especially with the constant pressure. BeastyQT is getting his own Vikings. He's brought forth a couple of Marines, and he's going to be able to shut down the anti-air Bratok. Bratok's going to go for a 4 Hellion drop. And while I appreciate... I mean, you gotta give the guy some credit. He needs to kill pretty much every single worker BeastyQT has with these 4 Hellions if he wants to win this game right now. Considering just how few he has. 16 SCVs to 33. If he cleans out the main base, he can bring the economy close. But the other problem here is that because BeastyQT's had his economy for so long, he's already got 2 more factories about to complete.
This is, the Hellions are in now. They're trying to get the SCV. The SCVs are lining up towards the ramp there, but not able to get too many of them killed. Only 4 total workers killed so far. Bratok needs to do a lot more damage. Just dropping them again. We've got a couple of Hellbats now going to come in and try and clean this up. A few workers look like they are going to go down, and there is a Viking here as well to kill off the medevac. He needs to drop the rest of the Hellions. Only 2 of them left surviving, and these Hellbats will be able to clean things up.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's getting quite the numbers killed that he was hoping to. Bratok is replenishing his workers as fast as he can. BeastyQT really hasn't been building too many himself. The worker numbers, it's 30 to 21, but like I said, we've got 3 factories producing now. Tank production has begun for BeastyQT, and all that's left is a little bit of engagement in the center. He needs to be careful against those Hellions. He will have to lift up, but he still only has 3 production facilities. He just has that one, that barracks, that factory, and that starport, and he needs to do something before this production advantage really just catapults BeastyQT ahead of him in terms of army supply.
15 supply ahead at the moment. He is at 69 versus 55. These Hellions doing a good job kiting a lot of these Hellbats, actually. We've got some landed Vikings going to try and get some damage done as well. Bratok really going at it with these Hellions, and he might be able to come in here and pick off some worker kills. He's getting a few in the natural. They're lining up, heading towards the ramp, but we do have a siege tank and a couple of Hellbats in place as well. A lot of those Hellions are going to go down. Number of workers killed, 23 to 12 at the moment, and the worker supply, Bratok is coming back. It's only 33 to 31.
Yeah, I'll be honest, with the way that this game started, I would not have said that Bratok would be even worker supply at 13 minutes with BeastyQT, but, well, additional production is now starting for Bratok. He's got 2 more factories in his main base, so he's going to try to go mech as well. These Eastern European Terrans really love their mech play, but the current army supply will favor BeastyQT. I will say, though, that the amount of time it'll take for him to really execute a push is going to be possibly enough time for Bratok to prepare. So, not the worst idea ever. I'm just waiting for those Hellbat drops to start kicking off again for BeastyQT.
Yeah, I think he's enjoyed so much success with them that he may as well continue going into the later game. You're absolutely right. He's actually really powering out tanks at this point in the game. And we saw that in the previous game as well, it was we do have an, oh my god, that drop getting completely denied by 5 Vikings there. Bratok just not able to get a word in edgeways and losing a healthy chunk of supply along with it. In the late game, BeastyQT has demonstrated he's able to use the drops in more than one way as well, dropping those Hellbats on top of the tanks to destroy siege lines from Bratok. He's up 90 to 64 supply right now, and this is just looking so good.
Yeah, I liked your comment about getting that drop denied. Though it's pretty much, just nothing going right for Bratok. He's just had bad luck in every scenario. But the first 2 tanks are about to pop out for Bratok. He needs them in position now to stop this. His 3rd command center is going to be under fire very soon. The Hellbats are approaching. He needs to stand and deliver. The Vikings landing. These tanks are everything that Bratok has to hold this off. But a lot of SCVs are going to die to that tank fire.
That was unbelievably painful there, and unfortunately, 29 workers killed to 14. BeastyQT is now at 93 supply to the 64 of Bratok. A single-landed Viking from Bratok trying to do a bit of damage to the natural expansion while this was going on, unable to get that damage done. There are only 2 siege tanks on the low ground. If we have a dropship here, this could be very difficult for Bratok to deal with because he'd be able to drop directly on top of those tanks. 2 more in the main base, but they're getting taken out by the tanks on the low ground as well, and I think that this is looking like the point of no return.
Yeah, I definitely agree. We have BeastyQT landing a Viking on the tanks in the natural, which could open up a little bit of an alley for him to try to go in and push for more damage, but the Viking will be destroyed, and he's losing production as well. He's lost one of those factories, which is so important. And as these tanks continue to push up, honestly, Bratok, I kind of feel like we're going back to our last qualifying round ending, basically just trying to do something to make a miracle happen, but he's pushing in with everything. The tank's going to kill everything. The Hellbats killing all of the SCVs, and Bratok at half the supply of BeastyQT looks like he may be done.
I think so. Well done by the looks of things. More flame coming down from the Hellbats, and the last couple of siege tanks just going to be mopping up here at the natural expansion. GG from Bratok, and we have our final qualifier for the WCS Europe Challenger League. It is going to be BeastyQT.